At age 6, Jeff Johnston was kicked in the face by an open hammer shotgun. Some say the incident stunted his growth, but one thing's for sure, the crack of that old gun got Jeff hooked on shooting. He's since traveled the world, writing about hunting and firearms for America's foremost publications. And a few million rounds of ammo later, most agree he's become a perfectly average shot. These are his stories.
Reflex style sights, now called red dot sights, have been around for about 100 years. It wasn't until around the 1970s when they got electro LED optics, and now the optics have gotten so much smaller and the battery life better that they're all the rage. Heck, this new turkey gun, shotgun from the Turkish firm Gerson even puts a integral mount in the receiver of their shotgun. Doug Koenig won his first Bianchi Cup in 1990 with the red dot optic, and he hasn't looked back. Certainly they're superior for accuracy, they're superior in low light, and they have their place especially in target shooting and hunting. But they're not without their flaws, and those flaws are big ones. A few years ago I was out turkey hunting on an evening in April about like this, and I had a big longbeard coming in hard. He got to about 35 yards and I had a shotgun with the red dot sight on it, because there's advantages there. It reminds me to keep my head down. Of course, the pattern is more accurate there, and I feel like I can get a little bit longer range with the red dot sight. But when I put my head down to shoot that turkey, I couldn't see crap. I mean, not just the turkey a little bit or a little bit of the red dot. I couldn't see anything because the sun flare was so great. Well, I wound up killing the turkey because he eventually went to a different angle and the light was better, and I shot him. But that time of panic really made me wonder. I mean, I depend on red dot optics for many of the guns that protect my life. I run one on my AR that I keep in my truck. This Glock 40 10mm is the gun I use when I go follow up wounded boars. I've got a Burris Fastfire 3 optic on here, and I love it when the conditions are right and when the sun is right, like you can see here. But when the sun is wrong and lighting is bad, they're terrible. Come here, I'll show you. This isn't to say that all mini red dot optics are bad. You just need to be aware of it if you're going to depend on them. And there's several things you can do. Sun flare that you're probably experiencing right now is caused by when the sun or any other bright light source, even a flashlight, strikes the glass and it disperses in many different angles. It results in a lot of glare and robs you of vision. It's a horrible thing. However, there are many things you can do, and optics companies have taken great strides to mitigate this. You can see most of these sights now, even my sunglasses, have a mirrored coating to where it will reflect some of that light so I can see through it. But many of these red dot optics now, your premium ones, have a coating that helps, but it doesn't eliminate them. But one of the best things that you can do is make sure your red dot optics are clean. If you get even a fine film of dust on your optic, forget about it. You can't really see crap in the sun. Take this EOTech, for example. Say what you will, but they've always worked for me. But right now, this EOTech doesn't really have a great lens coating, and it's dirty. And I mean, you just can't see much at all out of there. But I can see it's filthy. So carry a Q-tip with you, keep those things clean, or keep them covered. That's number one, and that's simple. Secondly, all mini red dot optics aren't created equal. Of course there's cheap ones that don't have the money put in their lens coatings as the high dollar ones. Traditionally, high-end scopes like this Swarovski don't have much lens flare at all. Of course, this thing is about a $3,000 scope, and so it better have all those coatings in it. Unfortunately, the mini red dot optics, because of their size and single pane of glass, don't have that luxury. Thirdly, you can, just like the camera that we're using, you can put a sunshade on your optic. Burris figured out this problem and knew that it would be a problem, and so they made for their Fastfire 3 a little sunshade. It fits on there and will give you a little shade. Now, two problems with this. One, this thing's flimsy and it will easily come off. I don't even know if that would survive a shot or two with this 10mm without coming off. And two, that only works if the sun's at a high enough angle. If it's really in your face, you can forget about it. If your mini red dot doesn't have a sunshade, you can make one, easily out of a credit card or even a dark colored business card. Simply tear it in half and use a little electrical tape and tape it over there for a sunshade. So keep them clean, use a sunshade if you can, or there's some other options. XS Sights, the Fort Worth, Texas company. Now XS makes a tactical rifle shotgun. It's called the XT12 DXS offset sighting system. So on my go-to truck gun, I've got this mini reflex sight because it's so small, compact. I want to be able to conceal this gun, carry it easily if I have to use it. But if something goes wrong, my batteries go out on my red dot, or it's dusty, dirty, it's rainy, the glare is that bad from the sun, all I have to do is quickly transition with just a flick of the wrist like that, and I can use this XS sight. That's an express style sight. It's amazingly accurate for close range stuff, and I've even been surprised at longer range. But that's my method. I'm not talking crap on all red dot sights. I love them, I use them, but they're not perfect in all conditions, and those are some ways to remedy it. I'm Jeff Johnston, that's no BS.